Good afternoon to all the regional directors and staff of Regional Center and my dear students. I hope you have enjoyed the festival. Now we have come back for the Diploma in Nursing Administration course 014, that is Block 1 Personal Management, and first unit we will be covering today, that is Introduction to Personal Management. I have two eminent speakers with me. On my extreme right, it's Mrs. A.T. Kora, Nursing Superintendent from St. Stephen Hospital, Delhi, and next to me is Mrs. Lakshmi, Lecturer, School of Health Sciences. Before I ask the questions and start the session, I would like to say this is a very important aspect, that is personal management, because our hospitals, institutions, health center all depends on human resource, that is our manpower. You are the one of the most crucial manpower of our hospitals and health center, and management of human resource and personnel is very important function of the managers. Now I will start the session with requesting Mrs. Lakshmi to explain us some of the important terms, that is personnel, management, personal management, and how the personal management evolution started from the time of Industrial Revolution. Mrs. Lakshmi, will you please define some of the terms for the student and explain them the evolution?
Yeah. In general management, as Madam Nirja has introduced in her introduction, that we take care of man, money and material, and we manage all these things, and the manpower is the significant resource of the management. And before going in detail with personnel management, first we should see what is the meaning of management. Management is the process whereby various resources are integrated into total system to accomplish objective. As you know, the organization run with the manpower. Manpower are the workforce to run particular organization to achieve particular objective. And in the management, as it's written, management is the process whereby various resources are integrated, including money, material and total system to accomplish objective. A system of authority is to direct other to act in a personal, in prescribed manner. There is a authority, like hierarchy is there, administrative setup is there, and where one person is accountable and answerable to another person, and they work in a prescribed manner. This is a part of management, or we can say they are guided by the objective. I will not go in detail. I will now come to the word personnel. Personnel in an organization is used as synonym to manpower or people. They all together work, and then only the organization run. And one of the experts, Megginson, defined manpower as a total knowledge, skills, creative ability, talent and aptitude of an organization workforce, as well as the value, attitude and beliefs of the individual involved. You see, it is not you should not get confused with the word personal and personnel. Personnel is the total workforce, including the knowledge, talent. We select the person on particular post as per, like if he or she has particular capabilities or have a training. So particular skill, then creative ability and total aptitude, and including the value, attitude and beliefs. We consider all the things together in personnel. And this manpower management, if we come to the word, earlier we were using this manpower management including planning, selection, training and development of human resources of an organization. How in this manpower management, we first recruit the person, we do the planning, we do the training time to time for their development. So personnel management, now the word we are using, personnel, is the management of manpower, deals with personnel function of the organization, and personnel department facilitate the personnel management. Now if you see the personnel management, it is people centered. Okay, and it maintains better human relation in the organization by development, application and evolution of personnel policies that we will be discussing in second unit in next session, procedures, program and related to individuals. It aims to make best use of human resources. Okay, Now, evolution of personal management. After discussing these two words, management, personnel and personal management, we'll see how this personal management came in action. During 19th century, when the industrialization grew, manpower termed as a labor and was not shown any consideration or importance. At any time, they could be hired and fired. Some of the private organizations still doing the same. There was no one called labor welfare officer. Industrial revolution brought change in the consideration and labor word replaced by the manpower. And the man seemed to be the potential source for having powers. Then manpower becomes significant to industrial since manpower is made up of people or person. Gradually the word personnel came in action. So you should be clear with the word meaning of personnel. Then it gave emphasis to increase the efficiency of human being. Then welfare officer was created in the labor welfare management, and in 1920s management they were using two theories, that classical theory and behavioral theory. Classical theory is job oriented and behavioral theory was personnel oriented, and both the theories are working together now. You see, person will be, if person is satisfied in the job, then he will be work more efficiently and effectively. Now the personal management is based on the human relation perspective. So you see how this evolution has come from hired fired system. Now the consideration is given to manpower.
Thank you, Mrs. Lakshmi. That is emphasizing on the evolution, how with the industry when it has grown, the manpower was not given the importance, but as the time has passed, the manpower is the most essential part of all the organization, irrespective it's the office, the hospital or any organization, because they are very crucial. All the functions of the organizations are based on the human being, that is manpower. Now I will request Mrs. A.T. Kora to explain us more about the meaning and the definition of personal management.
Personal management, when we say, it is application of skills, activity to mold human beings and human resources into effective organization. When we say that every individual is having some capability, some may utilize it, some may not, then it becomes the personnel manager's responsibility to identify the capabilities of a person and make the person to make use of it. And many a times these hidden talents, the personnel officers will be able to bring it for the betterment of the organization. It provides opportunity for individual to contribute, promote individuals' development and encourages mutual confidence. When a person is able to contribute to the institutional development, that person feels, yes, I have done something for the betterment of the institution. And when the person is doing a good job and when the management is appreciating that, then the person will be all the more having motivation to come forward for completing the task and using the best of his ability. And understanding between the employees and the employer, and also among employees themselves. In personal management, when the employer is understanding the employee well, then employee's contribution towards the betterment of the management, towards the betterment of the institution will be more. And this will be helping the person to develop his own self. Add to that, we can say that personnel management is the planning, organizing, directing and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration and maintenance of people to meet the goals. When we say this, we mean to say that every individual is working for achieving the main goal of the organization, and development of the potentials of employees for success of the organization comes as a major role of the personnel management. The personnel get satisfaction out of their work and put efforts to achieve the goal. Every individual is having their level of satisfaction. I may be having a higher level to achieve my satisfaction, whereas another individual who is having some other capability will be able to get satisfied with a simple task. But motivating the individual to achieve that task and get the satisfaction comes as the main role of the personnel department or the personnel manager.
That means both employee and employer has to ensure the organizational goals are kept in mind for the satisfaction of the employee and the satisfaction of the employer. And it is the duty of the employer to see that if they had recruited or selected and the staff or the employee is working, their potential should be taken care of and they should have the updating of their skills and knowledge. I hope this is also very important aspect of the personal management aspect of the organization. Now I will request Mrs. Lakshmi to explain us about the scope of the personal management.
When we talk about the scope of personal management, it is like organization cannot run without this personal management department, I should say, because the director cannot handle all the activities. So this personal management department, they work for the staffing, like staffing, what will be the selection criteria, who will be coming for this the particular post, then how the recruitment process will going on, and how we will make the retention, like person should work for like till the age of retirement in that particular organization. That is called retention. So in staffing, these 3 points the personal management department takes care of it. And next is training and development. Time to time, everybody needs training to update their knowledge and skills, and it helps in their development also. Like in our nursing profession, we go to the to attend the workshops, and we attend the training programs of in the upcoming topics and issues, and it enhance the knowledge, and they make the person, helps the person to make skillful. Then economic resources, like the personal department set up the wages and salaries. As Madam Nirja has just now said, that person should be satisfied in working that particular organization, and the money is the very important factor in that. So wages and salaries are being taken care by personal management department. Then motivating for staff for personal welfare development. We do have a welfare department in every organization, and they take care of the welfare of this personal the manpower working in the organization. Next, human relation, like in the organization everybody work in the team, and collaboration is needed, and that coordination is needed, and this human personal manager or the department takes care of it, that human relation are there in the organization. The respect and the welfare of the individual and communication process should be smooth. The person should be understand and very clear to whom they have to approach to if they are in problem, to whom they are answerable and accountable for their job. So these things are being set up by the personal department. As again I will say, the director cannot work alone. This personal management department, they work for the organization, for the personal welfare. For example, I will share you, if in nursing department, if we want to recruit the nursing personnel, then this head of the nursing department will decide that where is the person is needed. Like if she is needed in ICU, then she should have that particular skills to work in ICU. Then all the recruitment rules will be made for that particular post and will be discussed by chief nursing superintendent or nursing department. So in this personal management, they divide their duties and delegate and to make the policies and the recruitment rule, and for the training and for the development. So if there is a scope, and the organization cannot work with this without this personal management department.
Thank you, Mrs. Lakshmi. I think the scope is very, very wide of personal management department, because as the time is changing, scenario is changing, demands and the values, everything is changing. The scope of personal management is also becoming very, very wide. Now I will request Mrs. A.T. Kora to explain us, keeping in view the nursing management of nursing personnel, the philosophy and aims and objectives of nursing personnel management department.
Before we go into nursing personnel management, some of the basic philosophies in personal management I would like to tell you. One is, when we say an organization is not a techno-economic. That means it's not technology or it's not economically benefiting. But rather, we can say that the satisfaction what an individual gets from the work what she does is what is making a person to remain in the place. As Madam Lakshmi said already, the retaining of the staff, that is basically depending upon the amount of satisfaction what an individual gets, much more than the technical and the economical values what a person is having. And to that, the incentives and the motivation what an individual is getting from the organization also makes the difference. And when we say the nursing personnel management, the nursing personnel who is selected need to be educated, skilled and experienced. As Madam Lakshmi said already, when we are wanting a personnel for the intensive care unit, we prefer to have a person who is experienced in that particular area. Suppose we are not getting a person who is experienced in the ICU area, then what do? Then we do have the staff development programs. So in order to maintain the personnel management, we need to take steps and we need to see that the existing staff are promoted, and at the same time the discipline of the unit is maintained, and we see that the workload of the unit members are not increased. It becomes as a permanent and continuous employment when we talk about nursing employment. When we say permanent and continuous, in private organization, the turnover of nursing personnel is very high. Why? Maybe because they are not getting the satisfaction, they are paid very low, or maybe because there's no personal development. When a person is not getting the personal development, the person's satisfaction, interest, all this varies. Then it becomes as the main role of the key personnel manager or the nursing administrator to see that the staff members are getting proper remuneration, they are getting the job satisfaction, the working conditions are appropriate. When the working conditions, we say the working situation should be safe, accident prevention, maintenance of health and rehabilitation facilities, the sick or injured employees' care, their regular education for the upliftment, the schemes for welfare and maintaining the personal records. The employees need to get some amount of opportunities so that they can come forward and talk about their needs to the administrator.
That is the philosophy you have explained. Can you explain with some of the objectives of the personnel management so that the students are clear what are the basic objectives of the nursing personnel management?
When we say the nursing personnel management objectives, it almost covers the same thing what I have told you in general, but maintaining the discipline and obtaining the competent workers so that you are able to make sure that the nurse whom you have taken is capable of managing the unit wherever she is assigned to. And the workers need to have, or the nurses need to have, a smooth working environment. So why it is necessary? Because she can use her abilities, her skill, her knowledge, and that is possible only if the working environment is appropriate. Otherwise, a skilled nurse for ICU trained person or a nurse with a special training in operation theatre, if you are posting her in OPD, her skill is wasted. The administrator need to identify the skill of the employee and appropriately she should be placed. And staff development is one major role or major objective, we should say, because if we are not promoting the knowledge, if we are not uplifting the people and making them up to date with the knowledge, then the amount of work what they can do, the amount of input from their side also will be varied. And many a times when we say personal development, we need to conduct various short-term courses so that we can keep our nurses with the current knowledge so that they can be benefited and they will be able to handle the emergency situations, and no matter where they work, no matter where you send them, they will be able to handle the situations effectively. So the schemes of welfare of employees is also important in nursing also. It's like provident fund facilities and pension facilities. All these are also to be considered when we are making the personal rules and personal management objectives for the nursing personnel. Above all, we need to maintain the records. If I talk about the records of nursing personnel, in my office we are having records from 1930s onwards. So if anybody is wanting to know anything about who came in which year, we just ask, we pull out the records. We are able to get the details about the person and what all courses the person underwent, what kind of person she was, what were her capabilities. All these things are maintained in the records.
Thank you, Mrs. Kora. I would like to just add on one thing, like she has emphasized that we should not post any nurse. We should post, I think, every staff nurse or the ward sister according to their competencies, knowledge and skills. But as a routine, we have seen in our hospitals due to shortage of nurses, and turnover is very high even in the government hospitals, because some of the hospitals at present are having 35 to 40% shortage of nurses due to they are migrating to various other countries. So sometimes it's not feasible for the nurse administrator and the personnel manager to post all the nurses according to the competencies and skills, because they have to take care of the patients, but maximum should be taken care of because we have to see maximum utilization of the staff according to their interest, because their interest is also very important. In one of the hospital of Delhi government, just one example I can just quote. In what they did when they recruited the nurses, they gave them a short exam, and according to the merit, according to their work past experience, they posted them first, the merit students first in the critical area like ICU, OT, maternity wards, and like when they were going down, they were posting the last people in the OPD, that is light areas. Although I will not say that OPDs and other places are not important, but we need competent people with good knowledge, skills, who are more observant, because the life is very crucial in the ICU, in the operation theatre, in the recoveries room. That's a patient's is a question of life and death. So all the nurse managers should keep in mind certain skills, knowledge of the nurses and their interests, keeping in view the interest of the organization. Now I will request Mrs. Lakshmi to explain us what are the characteristics of sound personal policies, management.
Like personal management, it should have a certain characteristics. Then it should show that staff will get satisfied with that particular personal management. Like it should have right people on right job. As Madam Nirja is also discussing this, that was in the like while recruiting the nursing personnel, they have arranged one entrance test. Then they posted them in the different wards or different units. So while recruiting, since we should take care of it, that right person should come on the right job. And training program, like for new employees, we should have a induction training program that I think all the organization are being following, like just to introduce the policies and the procedures of the hospital, what all norms are and philosophy of the hospital. For the new employees, that training program should be there, and a personal management department take care of it. And the staff development training program, time to time they arrange the training program for the staff development. Like in the St. Stephen Hospital, I had a word with Madam Kora like she arranged the training, different training program on her level, like on communication, on team building, on leadership skills, and she herself takes care of the the training needs of the nursing personnel. So this my personal management department also take care of it in the organization. Then policies and procedures. The main function of the personal management department is to make the policies. Like what all will be the policies which the personnel will be following, and what all are the procedures. Like a recruitment procedure, and like any administrative work, what is the procedure to do that administrative work. Then favorable working condition, the person should have a favorable working condition, then only the person will be satisfied. Then they should have resources to if they are going to do one procedure, they should have all the resources available to perform that particular procedure. Then labor welfare services for grievance procedures. Labor welfare services for the welfare of the personnel working in the organization. And the grievance cell, if they have any problem, like if people work in team, and any time they can have a conflict and the problem in either with the head of the department or among their colleagues. So there should be a department where the person can approach with the a particular problem, instead of shouting and doing scene in the working place. So if we it is the significant characteristics of the personal management. Next, competent and the fair leadership. Like all the department have a leader who tries to make the working environment smooth, and who helps and supervise the subordinate. So that leadership should be competent and fair. Like it should not be biased, and no partiality should be there. So in nursing department, usually we do have a complaint like nursing superintendent is partial, she is not listening me. So that complaint should not be there, and then it should be fair leadership. Then personnel working with the maximum satisfaction, interest and high morale. Like if a person is having capabilities and posted on his or her choice place, so sometimes it is not possible, as Madam Neerja said, but if they are working with maximum satisfaction and interest, then it will also it will be helpful for the organization. Then maintenance of sound social physical health of employees. As a personal management department, they should take care of this, that they should get the medical leaves if they get sick, or they should have facilities of medical reimbursement, like if they in any emergency, for the financial help. Then low turn, like we were talking about this retention. Like person should not leave the if he or she is not satisfied in the organization, she is not getting satisfactory atmosphere to work, then definitely he or she will leave. So we should see, as a personal management department, that the person should be working be there in the department for till the time of retirement, I should say. So low turnover. Then appropriate recording and reporting system. There should be a recording and reporting to whom they have to report, and what all things they have to record. Then they should be clear, and I think these points should be cleared in their induction training program. Then it will not be difficult for the leader also, and not for the employee also. Then appreciate and recognition of the work. Appreciation, you see, this gives reinforcement to the person to work more efficiently and for more period of time, like and gives the satisfaction also. So recognition of the work should be there. Like in St. Stephen Hospital, they give the recognition shield. If that particular ward is working well and all the patients are satisfied, that shield then moves to the next ward. Then if next time that another ward gets the shield. And in our nursing profession now, we are getting awards also for our work. So that is the national level I am discussing, but in the organization also this appreciation should be there, and that leader and supervisor should take care of it. Then incentive and awards to employees. same that is significant characteristics. Then communication between employer and employees, it should be smooth and it should be clear and transparent. If anything is ordered, then it should be circulated to all the faculty and all the staff. Not necessarily that nursing superintendent has given to ANS and she has not circulated or informed to staff. Then the staff working in the ward, they are not aware of the change in the any policy or the norm. So that communication should be smooth in the employer and the employees. So they are the linker between. Then participative supervision and guidance. They all should take make the staff nurse to take part in making policy or any procedure. Then democratic style of leadership. It is also one of the significant characteristics. Then maximum satisfaction, interest and high morale. So all these are the characteristics. Then opportunities for employees for giving their suggestion and opinion. If we are giving them chance, if we are taking their participation, definitely they will come forward and give their suggestion also. Then perfect match between individual goal and the organization goal. As I told you in the beginning also, now our personnel management is working in classical theory and the behavioral theory. Classical theory is job oriented. So every organization wants that organization should work smoothly with high quality and with good output. If we talk about hospital, then that means patient should be satisfied. Then and side by side the staff also should be satisfied. So in the personal management, these two things should be highlighted. That is perfect match between individual goal and organizational goal. Then social security scheme available for the employee future. So then only they will be able to work in that particular organization for long. So these are the certain characteristics, I think. And other thing like personal department takes care of it, recruitment policies are fair, and they plan, they organize the training program time to time, and they work whole for the personal welfare and the development of the personnel working in that organization, and they come out with the best use of the personnel working in organization.
Thank you. I would like to support one thing, like social security schemes available for employees for the future, what Lakshmi was explaining. Nowadays, why there is a high turnover? Because the policy of the government is to take staff on contractual basis, and they have no social security or security for the future or any benefits from the organization. And when they get the chance from other countries to go there, they leave that institution and that country and go to other country to work. They feel they have more security from the financial point of view. And there are certain other examples which can be quoted now why employees are not satisfied in today's scenario. What employees has to do, it is both have to think what employee has to do and what employer has to do, because both of them have their own personal and organizational goals. Unless they match, there will be these problems will be there. And now
I think government is also taking care of it, and they have increased the nursing allowance also, and they are taking care of this nursing force which is going out there because they are not satisfied here in India. So I think government is taking care of it.
But there are certain things, Lakshmi, like on contractual basis there are some terms. It's not only they do not only the nursing allowance, there are the benefits in future, and what pay they get. What pay package also they get, that also matters.
That is very low, for unfortunately, for nursing personnel.
So now I will request Sister Cora to explain us about the functions of the personal management, although what both of them has explained, that is a summary of functions and the responsibilities, but I will request her to explain in gist what are the functions of the personal management.
The functions of personal management we can divide into two mainly: managing functions, which include planning, organizing, directing and controlling, and on the other hand the operating functions, which includes procurement and development. All of you are aware about the managing functions, that is planning, organizing, directing and controlling. Now we will see about the procurement and development. The procurement includes recruitment, placement, and recruitment is selecting the personnel. Placement is where or in which department you are sending them, and induction training and orientation program. Every institution need to have the induction program or the orientation program. Why? Because an individual who has taken training elsewhere finds it difficult to adjust to a new environment. With orientation program, you are enabling the staff to get adjusted with the new situation in which she has to get along with. And job descriptions tells the staff in which direction she has to go. And that is important, because once we are describing what are the expectations from that personnel, her way of dealing with, her input, everything will be varied. Job analysis and job evaluation. To what extent the person is able to cope up with, whether she is doing the work appropriately or not, whether her whether her patients are satisfied or not, whether she herself is satisfied from the work or not. This we need to evaluate. Then the staff development and training program. In-service education and continuing education, both things are important. Many institutions do have the in-service education program, and other than the in-service education, they need to send the staff for continuing education. This only will help the nurse to increase their knowledge. Nurse will be able to know and learn what is happening outside that particular institution. She will be able to understand and aim forward and move forward according to the new trends in nursing. Other than this, she need to, nursing personnel manager need to identify the potentials, and according to that she need to assign the job to the staff. Because when the job is assigned according to one's potential, the person will be able to give, or her output will be reaching to the maximum. Organizing and arranging staff welfare programs and facilities. Staff welfare programs, when we say, it is starting from taking care of them in a personal level to doing whatever they need. In my institution, that is in St. Stephen Hospital, we do have staff welfare programs. We do have the things from medical health care, the personal development, and the extracurricular activities development also. Every staff is encouraged to have a chance to show their talents. Other than this, we need to ensure adequate human relationships, the interpersonal and interpersonal relationship, and encouraging cooperation among the workers is one of the main function, and this only will help the organization and the department to run smoothly. Developing potentials of each and every individual, and protecting and maintaining the physical, social and emotional health. Counseling programs are of much importance in this level, because many of the staff, though they come and see the doctor for the physical problems, some of them may be having some social factors which are disturbing them, and they may not be wanting to open it up. Until unless a person on whom they can trust and open up their problems, they keep hiding it, and then they become physically ill. So organizing the counseling program and counselors availability is also to be seen. Creating and maintaining high level of interest and morale among the employees. And if an employee is highly satisfied, then only we will be able to see that the morale of the person is maintained. Arranging welfare services like arranging the provident fund, pension, gratuity, all this also to be seen. Maintaining the records, and at the same time providing safe working conditions, like within the ward, with the equipments, with the personnel, with the surrounding. The staff need to feel that they are safe and secure. Time to time promotions. Many a times, many private institutions have the hire and fire policy, in which promotion chances are very, very low. Whereas if you are having a system of promotion gradually, then that will be something to which your staff can look forward to. Payrolls, if your pay is attractive enough, the turnover will be reduced. The same way, if there is a chance for promotion, again the turnover will be reduced to the maximum. Chances of research and involving the nursing personnel in the research in their own level is also important. Then maintaining a good interpersonal relationship is above all necessary for maintaining the departmental discipline and running the department smoothly.
Thank you, Mrs. Kora, for explaining us the functions of personal management in nutshell and giving us the examples. I will only like to request all the nurse managers and the staff nurses and our colleagues, please nominate the names of all the staff for continuing education and in-service education, because this is very, very important. Just recently we had one conference of Society of Midwives, and it was we have written letters to all the state directorates of NRHM, and for 18 states we were able to get members. More than 700 members, nursing members attended this conference, because this is very, very important. Unless we go out, it's not only in your own institution. I will request all the members to please go out in your state organizations or the national conferences and workshops, present the papers and do attend the conferences, because you learn lots of things what is going on around. Now I will request Mrs. Lakshmi to explain us in brief the responsibilities of personal management.
Personal management, we have a director, then a personal manager. Personal manager has a operative role, not a authority role. Like he or she will not be making policies, procedure, but he or she will be keeping coordination between the employer and the employee. Slide please. The responsibilities of personal manager, when we talk, the communication and the coordination. They maintain the communication and keeps the coordination and solving personal problem, because he or she is from the staff only, and they are well aware of the practical problem of the staff, and they try to present that problem in front of the manager, and they try to solve that personal problem. Then formulate, implement and evaluate policies along with the head of the department. Then personal welfare services, they take care of this personal welfare services as discussed by Ms. Kora in detail. Then direct supervision, as I told you, they have a operative role. They are directly supervising the staff working in the ward or in the any unit. Then delegation of responsibility. For example, I will discuss from nursing point of view. The deputy nursing superintendent can be delegated the responsibility of this function just to assist the matron and the chief nursing officer, because then she will be keeping communication which the CNO or the chief matron has decided, and she will just give all the information to the staff, and she will keep coordination between CNO and the staff. And the Department of Nursing sees the managerial as well as the operative function in most of the hospital, and we don't have a separate personnel management department. The nursing superintendent, deputy nursing superintendent, they take care of the welfare of nursing personnel. So this deputy nursing superintendent keeps coordination and communication in the nursing superintendent and the staff, and nursing superintendent presents all the problem and all the which the personnel are having to the head of the hospital or medical superintendent. So in our nursing field we are working like this. So now I think it is clear to all of you, like the personnel manager, it is a operative worker which is working directly with the staff and assisting the head the nursing superintendent and CNO. You can say head of the personnel management department.
In this way, in the nutshell, today we had the introduction to the personal management topic, because it's a very, very important aspect. All our activities in the hospitals, health centers, national programs are dependent on the human resource, that is nurses, doctors, pharmacists, paramedicals who are working in the hospital. Therefore, it is important for every manager to look into their welfare and see that they achieve their personal objectives, keeping in view the organizational objectives. objective, and it is the duty of the personnel manager and the department to see that they help them to achieve this. I will request all the regional directors to send us the attendance and the feedback pro formas, so we will be able to have, and any questions from the students from any center are welcome. I will thanks on behalf of School of Health Sciences to Mrs. A.T. Kora and Mrs. Lakshmi for giving us a very good information with relevant examples from the nursing field. Thank you.
Thank you.